So you're trying to have a baby, but your doctor's told you you've got low iron. And you know there's a link between low iron and infertility. Your doctor's recommended a high-dose iron supplement like Ferrograd-C. Has to be good, right? Surely more iron means fixing low iron faster. Because I get it. You don't want to wait any longer to have your baby. What if I told you that that high-dose iron supplement you're taking, such as Ferrograd-C and ferrous sulfate, is damaging your chances of having a baby and wreaking havoc on your gut? Don't worry. I'm going to tell you exactly how to fix your iron issues without compromising your fertility. And here's the secret. You actually have to do less. What a relief, right? No iron infusions required. For 12 years, I've combined the best of natural and Western medicine to help women and couples achieve their dream of pregnancy. I have seen iron take centre stage a lot in a fertility journey, but too often it's prescribed when it isn't needed or the type of iron you're taking is not the right one for you. Watch this video to the end. I will help you feel more confident to finally understand how your iron impacts your fertility. First, I'm going to tell you about the #1 mistake you're making with iron. You need to understand the information your body is giving first before diving in how to treat it. Feeling tired or thinking iron is good for your fertility isn't a good reason to pop a supplement. Often it can do more harm than good. More on that soon. Women often come to me with a low iron diagnosis. The problem is that they are more often than not, they're missing a huge part of their iron story. And then they're wondering why it's not getting better. But not for long. I'm going to teach you step by step how you can solve your low iron faster. I understand if you're feeling frustrated. Your doctor should know best. They wouldn't give you anything that's bad. But make sure you watch this video into the end before reaching for an iron supplement. Getting conflicting advice from your care team is confusing, I know. But research tells us there are other conditions that can mimic low iron levels. They can block the release of circulating iron, making it seem like iron is low. So first, get the proper foundation of what your iron story is. Then in the next part of the video, I'm going to explain how to maximize your absorption of your iron supplement. But don't supplement blindly without proper testing. Here are the rules for testing your iron. A whole iron panel, not just ferritin. Get the whole story. Get CRP and hemoglobin tested at the same time to rule out an inflammatory response affecting your iron levels. Test fasted. Food can alter your iron results. Avoid testing when you have your period, and stop your iron supplements 24 hours beforehand. When you do, you will accurately know if your iron is really low. Knowledge is power. Get lessons on fertility delivered every Friday to your inbox. Lessons, learnings, and stories on fertility in just 4 minutes a week with the Fertility Facts newsletter. Now, back to the show. The iron you've been recommended is making you feel worse. But feeling terrible with an upset gut and black poo is not necessary to bring up your iron levels. Stop wasting your time until you know this about your body. Feel more empowered and knowledgeable on your fertility journey. Let me tell you about a hormone called hepcidin. She acts like a gatekeeper to make sure too much iron doesn't get absorbed through the gut wall, keeping you safely protected from iron overload. But first, there is a way to boost iron absorption by 34%. And you only need to take half the amount of iron or less. It involves sneaking past hepcidin, the gatekeeper. Let's call her H for short. But first, we need to know a little bit more about her habits. H really doesn't wake up until lunchtime. She does her best work then. Once H has encountered iron, she's on high alert for 24 hours, blocking any more iron from coming in during that time. But there's a secret on how to get around that. Then you'll absorb the iron you need without compromising your gut or hormones. Hepcidin isn't iron's only hurdle. Think of it like this to understand how it all works. Imagine your body is a busy city like New York. All the nutrients and minerals get to where they need to go via cabs, from the gut through to the rest of the body. I'm going to use Gossip Girl to explain the scenario. XOXO. Gossip. Serena is iron. She needs to catch cabs, or in her case, limos, to swan around New York. Iron, or Serena, is trying to catch a cab into your bloodstream before hepcidin kicks in. But there's roadworks. Dairy and caffeine road workers have closed the road for 2 hours, blocking all iron cabs from getting to their destination. And it looks like alcohol road workers are doing the night shift. Blocking roads again for iron cabs. Iron, or Serena, finally gets a cab, but Zinc cuts in front of her and steals it.
Hey, are you kidding me?
Hey, you again.
Yes, me again, getting my cab taken by you again.
Nice bag.
What a jerk. In your body, zinc and iron compete for absorption in the gut wall. I've known people like zinc. Don't be like zinc. It's not all doom and gloom. Vitamin C, also known as Blair, is your bestie who shares a cab with you. bestie or frenemy, Blair of vitamin C, and iron are meant to be. She lives in the same neighbourhood as iron. She helps iron get to where she needs to get to faster. The moral of the story here is there's more to iron than just popping a supplement. And more is not better when it comes to iron. Don't take too much iron or don't take too little. It's going to affect your chances of getting and staying pregnant. And if my gossip girl interpretation of how iron works confused you, then let's recap. To increase iron levels effectively, take your iron supplement 2 hours away from caffeine, dairy, or alcohol. Don't take your iron with a zinc supplement. They compete for absorption. Take a lower dose iron supplement on alternate days to increase absorption. So now you know how to test your iron properly and the best way to maximize absorption of your supplement. There's one more piece of the puzzle. And unless you figure this out, you're always going to struggle with your iron. Get off the never-ending cycle of iron deficiency. You take supplements, it comes back up. 6 months later, it's low again. It's frustrating, right? Imagine your body has a bucket dedicated to iron. You add to the iron bucket regularly without realizing there's one or many holes at the bottom, and you're constantly losing iron. And your iron supplement is essentially acting like a band-aid. It's not an ideal situation, but the truth is the holes in the bucket provide vital clues to why you might be struggling to conceive. Here are some reasons why you have holes in your bucket. Number 1, poor diet. Are you eating enough food that'll fill the iron bucket? The key here is not to rely on iron-fortified products such as breakfast cereals like Wheat Bix, but to add in better bioavailable sources like chicken liver, beef, chickpeas, lentils, dark leafy greens, tofu, eggs, nuts and seeds and things like that. 2, poor absorption through the gut. You may be eating enough, but your iron is not being absorbed because of the poor gut health and inflammation. You're not broken, there's always a reason. The most common reason for poor absorption is undiagnosed celiac disease. Not only is it strongly linked to low iron, but it's also linked to unexplained infertility. Here, it doesn't matter how much you throw at the iron bucket, it misses every time. So definitely get that one tested and get the support you deserve. The symptoms aren't always gut pain. Make sure you test for the gene, not just the antibodies. Do these things to heal your gut. Avoid refined inflammatory foods. Work on gut healing and restoring the balance of beneficial bacteria with the addition of bone broth, prebiotic and probiotic foods. Working with a nutritionist, naturopath or functional medicine practitioner can make a world of difference. You will know fast if you're heading in the right direction because if you're bloating and fatigue, they'll disappear in as little as 3 days. And the third thing is heavy periods. It's not only inconvenient for your life, but it's draining for your iron. Your hormones will be playing a big role here. Get a day 2 hormone panel and take note of whether your estrogen is too high. I would also recommend an ultrasound to rule out polyps and fibroids. Your iron problem will never resolve unless the root problem has been addressed. Just like those vegetables we were tending to in the garden. To grow well, the soil needs to be tended to first. You need to figure out why your iron is low instead of throwing a supplement at it. Your doctor probably isn't concerned, so find the right practitioner to work with. High-dose iron supplements can increase pain, especially if you suffer from endo or pelvic pain. And worse, they may damage your egg quality. If you were told to take more than 40 milligrams of iron in one hit, you're creating an inflammatory state that is having a negative impact on the gut microbiome. Iron infusions, while tempting, have the same effect. They should never be offered as a first option for iron deficiency. Throw your Ferrograd C, your ferrous sulfate and multifa in the bin. It's damaging your chances of having a baby. I mentioned earlier that iron is often the star on a fertility journey, but there's something that can't be tested that's impacting your fertility every day. In my next video, I discuss this secret burden and how to effectively manage it.